you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
This is an island surrounded by water, big water, ocean water.
I wasn't going to say it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Big water. It's deep and dark and dangerous. It's scary and it's strangerous. And things could rearrange us in that big water.
It's big water.
So that's...
I never realized that Puerto Rico was an island and that it was surrounded by water.
Big water.
Ocean water.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, it's sad.
It's
a little sad.
Look, everybody always says Donald Trump, he might be a jerk, but he tells it like it is.
Yeah, he did. Well, and he explained that very
did.
well. For every 5-year-old out there, they know now that
Puerto Rico's an island.
Surrounded
by water.
It's surrounded by water, ocean water.
Big water.
Not like like Isle Royal in the middle of Lake Superior, which is surrounded by big water, but it's fresh water.
It's not. Well, right.
Yeah. They can't get supplies to those people on Isle Royal either.
They can't?
No. They're dying.
Edmund Fitzgerald tried.
Yeah, look what happened.
Yeah, look at what happened.
The wolves and the moose on Isle Royal are on their own.
Wait, are you saying no one lives there?
No, people live there. They're feds. Feds live there.
Ooh.
And I think only during 3 seasons, but I don't know if they're year round. How did the moose get to the island and the wolves get to the island?
That's a great question. Big boat?
Because fresh water freezes in the wintertime.
Oh.
And you can walk on ice.
Oh, it wasn't a great question.
No, not really.
Damn.
Nope.
All right.
But it has to get really cold to have Lake Superior freeze over.
I want to just do a little foreshadowing.
It's a big water.
It's big water. I want to do a little foreshadowing and say that scrolling through...
I didn't know you did puppetry.
Yeah. Scrolling through our prep page.
Yes.
This, I think, is the most profanity that I've ever seen on our prep page for a single show.
And most of it directed at the NRA.
There's a lot directed at the NRA. There's some directed at PETA. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sheriff in Las Vegas.
The sheriff. There's a little directed at him. I don't know if that means...
Flipping the bird in church.
There's some directed at the church. I don't know if that means it's going to be a good show.
Well,
or...
Looking at history, Nate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we needed a little more profanity to... turn it into a good show.
Boy,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
All right. Well,
I got to get the date in there because that's how we identify the show and not confuse it with all our other great shows. It's Thursday, October 5th,
diversity in
2017. I don't have to go into there. Everybody knows we're on the 15th floor of the towers there in Liberty City. I'm not even going to tell people where we're at. It's none of their business.
Niger.
We're in Niger.
Niger.
Spelled Niger. There's just one
and
G.
It's Ni is like knee or ne.
Yeah, it's
knee.
knee.
And then jour with a Z and an H.
Jour.
Jour.
It's French. It is French.
Huh.
I think it's French for black.
No, that's not true.
I think it is.
It isn't.
I think it is.
It isn't.
No, French for black is noir.
Okay. Yeah,
Spanish.
That's true.
Spanish is
it's not.
It's
I was just
Niger. I think.
Noir.
She's very French.
Yeah,
I heard her laughing earlier. It was.
Oh, here's your name in French.
Brian.
Oh yes, that is sexy. Do it again. Here.
Brian.
Oh.
Brian.
Oh, that's more your speed,
Not,
isn't it?
not liking that one as much.
Okay, let's
Do
move
Nathan.
on.
Do Nathan.
No, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I feel like a 12-year-old.
Let's do all the names in the world. See what they sound like. Now that's a show.
I feel like a 12-year-old that just finally got access to the internet.
That's a show. I can't hear me anymore. You're turning me down.
Yeah, because you're screaming.
I know. I'm going to get excited today because we're going to talk about guns.
You probably don't remember Microsoft Sam.
No.
And the hours and hours of fun that you could have.
No,
All right, well, that's fine.
Well, wait, was he the paperclip?
No, no, that was...
Oh, that was Peter Paperclip. You know the little paperclip?
I know.
That went, no, No, that was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was Clippy, by the way, was the paperclip's name.
That is genius.
Yeah. So.
You know, I think seconds and seconds went into thinking of that name.
I hope not that much. Wow. All right.
Coke Zero.
Let's move on.
Drink of men.
Are we jumping right in to the...
Well, I think we have to.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Las Vegas shooting.
I was having fun, and
I know. Now it's going to be a downer.
Yeah.
We'll have some fun with it, especially when we harass the NRA.
That's not fun. That's inferior. It makes me mad.
Inferior. God,
it's tough. It's tough. You
infuriate.
You can say it in your head.
Yeah. I'm going to think it in my head, and it comes out like Sandusky. It's not even close.
All right. So the shooting in Las Vegas, I don't know if we actually need to talk about the event or not.
No. I think we'll just hit certain points
about it.
You know, we're hearing everything. The first 48 hours is just a cluster F anyways. I mean, you hear everything and nothing that comes out of there because you have leaks and you have speculations, you get stuff on the internet, and it turns out that it's wrong.
And are the leaks true?
And when you get down to it, I'm just going to say it was aliens.
It might have been aliens. That's possible.
No, he was a U.S. citizen.
He
was a U.S. citizen.
I get it.
That was funny.
Was his girlfriend?
I don't know if she was natural. No, I don't know. She was Australian.
Yeah. His brother said it was probably aliens.
Did he?
He said that to him it was as
alien.
It was like the alien from Men in Black came and put on a Steven suit and shot people.
Oh,
they're the worm from Men in Black. I don't know if you know them.
Why didn't I see or hear that?
Yeah, I don't know because you don't pay attention to the news.
I don't do anything like that.
I went over to Eric's house and interviewed him.
You did? That's a long drive.
It is a
flight
long drive.
even.
Where is he?
Florida. From where we're at, we're in Nigeria,
which is French.
Yes. Doesn't mean black apparently. It means Brian.
All right. So. What do you want to...
We'll start with the first thing about the 75 minutes. It took the cops 75 minutes to make contact. Well, really? I don't,
It didn't, first
not
of all.
Really, but...
What's weird is I see everyone saying, why did it take... Smart people who work in, like, the criminology, like, sector of the
professionals.
Universe, professionals...
Criminologists.
Are asking, why did it take 75 minutes to make contact? The moron was only shooting for, like, 9 or 10 minutes.
Right.
Total. He stopped shooting pretty darn quickly.
When the security guard came.
And the police, according to the sheriff, I don't know, they were right behind him.
Right.
The security guard. So it was like within a minute. So they were there within
10 minutes.
10, 15
Which
minutes.
Which is a quick response time in this situation.
Pretty darn quick. The other thing is...
They didn't bust in the door.
I don't know if you've ever been in Las Vegas, but there is crap everywhere. You have people shooting from some building. I mean, it's not that easy to just immediately identify exactly where they are, exactly what floor they're on in these giant hotels. It's not that simple.
Well, yeah, it was, because the guy on the floor underneath called housekeeping and says, really loud upstairs.
Yeah, could you
call the police and tell that guy to be quiet?
Please. Yeah, I know, but the police didn't.
Well, they were cautious because they're not going to storm in. This happens all the time, and this gets to my point about you can't count on the government to save you. You got to take care of yourself. Cops aren't going to rush into a situation that they don't have full confidence and full knowledge of where their guys aren't going to get hurt.
I don't blame them. And
they went through every room on that floor.
Yeah, that was the other point I was going to make. Is at that time they were getting reports that there were 2 shooters in that hotel. There were shooters at the Tropicana Hotel. There was some guy getting into a motorhome with a suitcase. And
then they're worried about booby traps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bombs and everything else.
They saw the camera apparently on the cart. They're not going to just rush in. It's not the movies.
Right.
It just isn't the movies.
No.
I wouldn't either. Just run in. You just can't do that. And he wasn't shooting.
You want some intel.
Time.
Right. I think if he had started shooting again, the cops probably would have been more quickly to try to kick in the door.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
And do it. But
not to mention, the sheriff mentioned that there were at least 200 rounds that were shot out into the hallway.
Right.
Which is, so, I mean, they were like, holy crap, right?
Yeah, some guy I was talking to today said, well, if I was that guy, he shot the security guard in the leg. I'd have been shooting at his chest, and I'm going
through a door.
He shot 200 rounds.
He shot at everything.
Surprised he only got hit once, and he wasn't aiming at anything. He was just aiming at the door.
Yeah,
and this guy I don't think was a professionally trained semi-automatic marksman. He was a spray and pray kind of guy.
Oh, you mean Paddock, the actual shooter? Yeah,
the Paddock lot.
Yeah. The other thing, because I actually listened to the radio traffic during the event, like the
police
band. Yeah. They were dealing with a lot of really weird challenges that you don't think of.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, first of all, reports of shooters everywhere, right, that are coming in. There was a cop that got on requesting help because civilians were coming trying to take shotguns out of the patrol cars,
right?
Which I don't blame those civilians.
No.
Apparently, a civilian took a police car.
I'll bring it right back.
I'm out of here. And they were trying to take cars. I don't blame those people either. I mean, you take care of yourself and get out of there, but that's not going to help speed the police up. So they were dealing with that sort of stuff. There were a lot of radio issues where you couldn't hear the person.
Right.
It was
everybody's
static or
talking at once, and like our show.
Something else I noticed. I guess I tend to do this because you get a lot of real information from the police traffic. I've listened to other shootings and other events and big things that have happened. This one was different. The police, they seemed really concerned. I mean, usually there's some concern, but they're usually pretty calm. This one, I was listening to it, they weren't all so calm.
Well, I think this was big.
They
knew that hundreds of people were potentially dying.
And at the time, it was, quote, fully automatic gunfire that they were talking about. And
we'll get into
it.
That.
They were concerned and yelling, and someone would yell, we've got gunshot victims, and someone would yell, we can't worry about the victims. We have to stop the shooter. And it was different. It was different than other shootings that I've listened to.
Let me bump in there and go back to the response time. And this is a wake-up call for all of the people that are anti-gun, that spout, why do you need a gun? The police will protect you. The police will protect you. You don't need a gun. That's what the police are there for. Maybe this will be a wake-up call to some of those people and say, maybe the government and the police can't be there all the time to save my butt. Maybe I should take some steps to protect myself and my family.
Yeah, I wish.
And maybe they'll look at the 75 minutes. They think this is an anomaly. But many police responses take 10, 15, 20 minutes. And that's the normal response, and not in a barricaded, somebody shooting from a hotel.
In Vegas, yeah, absolutely.
So come on, people, wise up.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, and we've seen a lot of evidence that that's not going to happen. I mean, including from, like, the NRA today,
oh, my God.
Right?
Screw the NRA.
And I don't know if we want to jump into that yet.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the girlfriend.
Yeah, we can talk
Let's get
about
that out of
the
the way.
There's a little more
I don't know anything about her.
Me either. All right, let's move on. No, there's questions about how could she not know that this was going on. I think it would be pretty easy if he was working alone. I think he probably was. I don't know. It would be relatively easy to, one example, say, hey, honey, we need to buy a bunch of guns because I want to have a bunch of guns and be prepared in case something happens. Yeah. Right? Like, my wife, when I buy guns, my wife doesn't think, I don't know what she thinks, but I assume she doesn't.
I have an idea.
Yeah, I assume she